Hello everyone, how are we doing? Hope we all enjoy our day. So today, without really wasting much of our time, family, I want to quickly review to us guys some of the few pairs that I'm actually monitoring for the coming week. So without really wasting much of our time, let's really get started. So as you can see on my screen, we have the calendar event, which on the 25th of September we can see we have high impact of news that is coming up around 9 a.m. on Europe, right? Europe. So all the Europeans, we should all take note that we have news that is coming up around 9 a.m. which is high impact of news. You can see high impact expected. So let's quickly go back to our chart and then let me share with us guys what I'm currently looking at. So before I really get started, I want us guys to really understand is that whatever I will be sharing with us guys here is my own personal opinion because trading is a very high probability game. So let's get started, family. So here is Europe USD as you can see on my screen, and this is the daily time frame. So on Europe USD right here, as you can see, I was actually looking at a buy that was last week. I was really looking for a buy, but the market actually break this previous higher low. And I think I share this trade right here on my YouTube channel. If you really want to see how I share this idea right here, if you want to see the video is right on this channel. You can go and watch how what I was personally looking at right on this buy side. I was actually looking at that was as per last week. But as we notice, we see that price decided to break this low right here. So this break right here that actually happened does not really means that Europe USD is ready to start really selling. Like based on my own personal opinion, this break actually, the way I'm actually looking at this break right here, I'm actually looking at this break as a what sweep of liquidity, which we can see right here. We have what I call dynamic liquidity. We can see some people call it trend line liquidity. Say if you feel like calling it, it's all up to you. We have like trend line liquidity. We can see we have this touch right here. Though this one did not really touch, but we still have another touch right here. We still have another touch right here. So this is serving as a trend line liquidity. And then if you look at the downside, we notice that Europe USD was really trading bearish, right? You can see we have a form of lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So immediately when they mitigated off this 1 year demand zone, because this demand zone right here that we can see price actually react off from and then break short to the upside is our yearly time frame demand zone, and the yearly time frame, you can go and look for that, right? You can go and backtest your chart and you'll see what I'm actually explaining. But I'm not really gonna make this video so long, so I'm not really gonna start from the monthly time frame or from the yearly time frame. I mean, so on the yearly time frame, this is our demand zone, which price actually we expected. So immediately when we had that mitigation, we started having a shift to the upside. So what I'm actually looking at right now on Europe USD, I'm really expecting to see an expansion that price will actually push to this area of demand, and then I start looking for another long opportunity to take this market more higher, because Europe USD, I'm really bullish. Like I'm still bullish because from the yearly time frame we are really trending bullish. So those areas which you can see I identify, let me point them out as a POI. Those areas which you can see I highlighted are area where I'm really considering price should actually react off from, and then we start looking for that long opportunity. And the reason why I'm looking at those areas right here, let me give us a quick break on the reason why I'm actually looking at those areas as my area of interest. So if you notice, right, where this break of structure started happening from, this is where the first break started happening from, right? Because we have low, high, and then we have a fail to break below the previous lower low, which some people will call it SMS, and then we have another break to the upside. So this is where our first break of structure actually started from, and then we have a pullback. After this pullback, we continue bullish, and since then we did not really retrace back. But keeping it simple, right? Keeping it simple is why I just highlighted this previous lower high that price actually take out, right? That's why I like that previous high. And if you notice, why I'm looking at this area here as my area of interest, if you notice what really happened here, first we have a sweep of liquidity, right? We took out this low right here. After we seek out for this liquidity, look at what actually happened right here. We have this aggressive push to the upside. So like the same confluence right here, the same thing goes to this. right? The same thing goes to this also. So immediately when we sweep this liquidity, look at the kind of volume that price actually put on, right? We had a lot of volume that was actually traded here that actually caused, price to leave this imbalance behind, right? You can see we have this imbalance that price has not yet filled, and also we have this last before the up move candle that price has not yet mitigated. And the same thing goes to this. We have imbalance, right? We have imbalance, and also we have a demand zone also that has not been yet mitigated. So this is what is actually giving me, the confidence to actually look at price to really sell down to this area of demand, or this one right here, to wait for a confirmation to start for me to start looking for another uptrend move, right? So we have those imbalance, we have those liquidity, which we all know that liquidity is like a force in the market. The market makers are always attracted to those areas, and we have imbalance and inefficiency where there are no buyers or sellers, which price needs to come back and rebalance them. And also we know that demand zone or supply zone are areas of, areas where the institutional orders are resting, which, most of the time, right, you always come back and what fill up their order because their order is in drawdown, right? So this is what I'm currently looking at on the daily time frame. So since I'm really expecting price to really sell down to this area of demand zone right here, does that mean that I should just fold my hands and just be watching price to get back to this point right here before I start looking for any trade opportunity? So I understand multiple time frame analysis, right? I understand that price is factor, and I don't actually trade the daily time frame. I trade more of the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame. Sometimes I look at the 2 hours time frame. So what I will quickly do right now is to move down to my 1 hour time frame so that will show us guys what I'm currently looking at, since the market is really pointing to the downward. So let's quickly go to the 1 hour time frame. Let me show us guys what I'm currently looking at. So on Europe USD, right, with our understanding of, multiple time frame analysis, notice that as the market is actually expanding to the downside, notice the structure that the market has been putting on. You can see we have a form of lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We had a break, and then we still have another break to the downside. We had a pullback, we had another break to the downside, and then we still have another break again, and still we have another drop, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So like right here, we had another break, still breaks to the downside, and then we have a retest, and then we still have another break to the downside. So what I'm currently waiting for to see right now on Europe USD is a continuation of the bearish trend, and also what I'm currently waiting for tomorrow is to see a pullback to this area of supply zone right here in order for me to start looking for my entry model, right? In order for me to start looking for my entry model. So where I'm actually looking for this sell actually stop is up from this supply zone right here. And why am I looking at this area of supply is because let me give us guys some few confidences that is actually making me to look at this area as my area of targeting. So number one right here, we notice that we have a sweep of liquidity, right? After price sweep liquidity to the upside, we have this aggressive downside, right? We have this aggressive downside that would actually cause imbalance in the market, right? We can see we have this inefficiency, this large imbalance that price can potentially come back and fill. And also looking at this area of supply right here, this is where the imbalance actually started from. So most likely what I'm really expecting is to see price really buying up to this area, and then I start looking for my confirmation. And also you can see that we have what I call static liquidity. Some people call it equal highs. We are still having equal highs right here that most likely price will come from, because we all know that the market makers are always attracted to areas of what liquidity like this. They are always attracted to those areas. So what I'm actually expecting is to see price coming back for those liquidity, and then we have a mitigation to this. We have a mitigation on this supply zone. Then I wait for my entry confirmation, and I take my short to the downside to continue the bearish trend, right? Because right from the daily, I just show us guys we are really contracting, right? We are really contracting. So most of what we're seeing a form of sell. So this is what I'm currently looking at on Europe USD. This is what I'm really looking at on Europe USD. So if you buy in this idea, you can add it to your watch list. Okay, you can add it to your watch list. Let's actually pay attention to see what the price will really play out as the market is about to open hours time. So real quick, let's move to the next pair, which is GBP USD. So on GBP USD, like it's more of the same thing, more of the same thing because we all know that Europe USD, GBP USD appears to correlate, right? It has no differences. They have no differences. Correlate with each other. So the same thing I'm looking at on Europe USD is the same thing I'm looking at on GBP. So on Europe USD, on GBP USD, I mean, we have this dynamic liquidity that most likely price can come from. But when I was looking at the 15 minutes time frame, discovered that we have a nice trading range that was really setting, that is actually setting us for us, which you can see we have this form of lower low and lower high. So what I'm currently looking at, I'm having like two trade idea on GBP USD. So what I'm actually expecting before the market open is to really see like a drop, like little drop. I want to see a short sell for a pullback, right? And once this pullback happens, and then we have this mitigation from this supply, and then my entry model actually show up, I'm taking this market short, right? I'm taking this market short, regardless of what the order flow of the market. I'm really taking the market short. So if this supply right here, we fail to hold price, then my expectation is to see all this dynamic liquidity captured, and then I'm really expecting to see price here, right? I'm really expecting to see price here, and once we tap in here, I want to see my entry model, and then I take this market short, targeting this weak low right here. That's my expectation on GBP USD. So it's more or less like the same thing with Europe USD, more or less the same thing with Europe USD. Like we all know they correlate, so I don't really need to show us the daily time frame, because take a look at the daily time frame, we are really trending downward. Also, you can see that we are really trending downward. So it's the same thing with Europe USD. So this is what I'm currently looking at on GBP USD. I'm looking to go short as well. So if you are interested on this, you can also add it to your watch list. Let's actually pay attention to see what price will do. Okay, so let's move to the next pair. Like I don't really want to make this so long, that's why you guys see that I'm trying to just alert key zones where I'm actually looking at price should react off of. Okay, so on GBP JPY, let me quickly show us guys the daily time frame, because this is another different pair. On GBP JPY, we are really trending bullish, which we can see we have a form of higher high, higher low, higher high. But currently the market is contracting, and in this area here is my area of interest where I'm actually expecting price should trace back to, and then I start looking for my bullish confirmation, right? My confirmation to continue with the bullish overflow from the daily time frame. So with the price action that is currently playing out, let me show us guys from the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so this trade right here was last week trade, which I actually capitalized on this, but I'm already out at the break even, I can't lie. So immediately when we had this mitigation right here, we all should notice what actually was happening. When we were actually retracing back, we can see we have this one lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we actually build up liquidity, and then we sweep liquidity, and then we break to the upside, right? And then we have a retest. So what is my expectation? My expectation is to see this market continue going, right, as the market is about to open. And once we break this previous higher high, I'm really expecting a pullback, right? Which you can see I've before it even happened, I've already identified where I'm actually looking to start looking for my mitigation. So once this break really happen, that's if they take out this previous higher high, this is where I'll be looking for confirmation. And why am I looking at this area as my area of interest? Because we notice that we have a sweep of liquidity already. Price has already taken out the sell side liquidity. So now what I'm really expecting is for price to come for the buy side liquidity. And then once we take out this high, this previous high, I'm looking for a pullback in order for me to continue going. So this is what I'm really expecting on GBP. This is what I'm really expecting on GBP. Why? So if you're interested on this, you can add it to your watch list, and let's watch out to see what price will really happen, play out as well. So let's also look at NZD USD. So NZD USD, the overall sentiment is bearish. As the overall order flow of the market is really, really bearish. So this is my 4 hours time frame trade idea right here, which we can see the market is really trending bearish from the 4 hours time frame. Like this trade idea, I've been paying attention to it for a very long time. So we have lower low, we have a break, and then we still have a break to the downside. And then right now we can see we had a pullback, and then we can see how they really, really accumulate this liquidity. We have a lot of liquidity, which is dynamic liquidity, that I'm actually expecting price to come and take out. That's my first confluence. And also looking at the 1 hours time frame, let's see this. Right? Immediately when we have that mitigation of our supply zone, what did we notice? We started breaking bearish, because as the market was really expanding to pull back and mitigate of this our H4 time frame supply zone, we noticed that the market was really trending bullish, right? We're forming this structure, which is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and higher high. And then we have a break to the downside. Right? We took out like how many major lows? We took out this higher low right here and this higher low right here. So my expectation was to see a pullback to this supply zone right here, fill up this imbalance, sweep this liquidity right here, fill up this imbalance, mitigate up this supply zone, and then I start looking for my entry confirmation. So immediately when this happens, you guys would think as if price has broken structure to the upside. But let's really pay a close attention to what the price action actually played out. Right? We notice that what did we actually look at for a break of structure? We all look at the break of structure with the body of the candle, right? But if we take a look at what actually happened right here, it was just an absorption. We absorbed the buy side liquidity, and then we continue with the bearish order flow, which you can see it was weak that actually weak out this high. Let me use weak out. Let me know his absorption, because some people will be like, what is absorption? So now, what happened right here? We just sweep liquidity, but price did not actually close above this previous lower high with the body of the candle, and then you can see we are really going downward. Like the market is already expanding to the downside. So let me quickly show us guys what I'm looking at on the 5 minutes time frame. Like if this will really happen, we can see that we have a very nice and sound trade idea right here, which immediately when we have this mitigation, we started breaking. We have high, low, high, which on the 15 minute, on the 5 minutes time frame right here, this actually serves as a break of structure. But we all know that the 1 hours time frame is stronger than the 5 minutes time frame, so we only work with the higher time frame price action. So now we have a break of structure to the high, and then we came back, we took out this previous higher low, and then price really fails to come back and retest this supply right here. But it started trending downward. We have low, we have high, we have low, we have high, and then we have this expansion again. We have this pullback, and then we have this expansion again. So what I'm currently expecting for tomorrow is to see price pulling back to this area of supply right here, and then we continue going down. Then we continue going down. This is what I'm simply expecting on NZD USD, a pullback, and then we continue to the downside. And notice everything is pointing downward. Everything is pointing downward. Like you guys see the way I did it, right? Started from the 4 hours time frame to the 1 hours time frame to the 15 minutes time frame to the 5 minutes time frame. Everything is pointing downward. And where I'm actually expecting to target, we can see we have this equal lows right here. We have this whole imbalance right here that I'm also expecting price to come and take out. And also we see that we have this liquidity that is also resting below these lows right here, which I call them dynamic liquidity, because those are liquidity that are movable, right? Well, those are liquidity that are movable. You can see we have liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. So all those areas are my area of targeting, but the overall target area is this week low. That's the H4 week low, right? That's the H4 week low. I think that's my H4 week low, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is my H4 week low. This is my H4 week low right here. So this is my overall area of TP. This is my overall area of TP. But because my overall area of TP is there, does not mean that I'm not gonna manage my trade till I hit TP. Like trade management is one of the key factor things that we all need to have, because if you don't have a good and sound trade management, you make profit and end up giving it back to the market. So you really have to have a proper trade management. So you have a a minimum risk reward that you always target, and once it hits, make sure you secure your capital, you secure your profit, and and the rest. Okay, so this is what I'm currently looking at on NZD USD. So moving down to the ADSZD. ADNZD, I'm really expecting to go short as well from the 1 hours time frame. Let me quickly show us, guys, a very sound trade idea also. So we can see ADNZD, we really have this clean order flow, which we have lower low, lower high, and lower low. And what I'm really expecting right now is to see a pullback to this supply. Once that pullback actually happens, I want to wait for a confirmation, and then I take my short to the downside. And we can see we have this liquidity that was built. We have this imbalance that price can potentially come back and fill, which we can see right here. Uh, we can see we have this imbalance that potentially price can come back and fill, and once that happens, uh, I will be waiting for my confirmation, which is my lower time frame confirmation to take my short, targeting this week low right here. But like I said, with my proper management, right, I must not wait for this low to be taken out first before I pay myself. Never. I have a sound trade management. So you also have to have a sound trade management. So this is what I'm currently looking at for the coming week. This is all of the peer that I'm actually looking at. So like I started from the beginning, I said to us guys that everything that I'm actually looking at in this market is my personal opinion, because trading is a very hard probability game. So we all should have this in back of our mind, that everything that I just point out here is a probability. But the chances of it happening is higher than it not happening, because I'm not just pointing out key zones all because I see that I need to point them out. Even though I did not really really go deeper on trying to point out all what I need to point out to us guys, to go in detail, like deep detail, which is not really something that I should be doing right here, because if I'm trying to go more detail, it's just like I'm showing you guys everything. Okay, so if you want to go more detail, I think you need to pay the price for it. Okay, so this is what I'm currently looking at for the coming week. And if you really if you trade ideas truly sound trade ideas to you, you can add it to your watch list, and let's watch what price will really really do. So I wish us guys all a profitable week, and all we all should make sure that we plan our trade and we trade our plan, and let's all stay disciplined. Risk what you can afford to lose, because when you risk what you cannot afford to lose, and then the market go against you, it's going to mess up with your psychology. So you always want to do what you are capable of doing in the market. You don't want to do something because others are doing it. Okay, you don't want to do something because others are doing it. So stay disciplined, stay connected, and I wish us guys all a profitable week. Peace out.